Hello everyone. So, a few of you might have seen the very large box that I obtained was sent by Sarah, who's getting rid of her brother-in-law's collection of locks. I sort of gave in a little bit and just accepted that I was quite interested in a lot of her locks. A very fair offer on all of her remaining, or the remaining, lever padlocks that she could find. So I took her up on that option, on that offer, and a very large 19 kilo box turned up at my door a couple of days ago. I have done a video of me opening it. I'm not going to put that on. I thought I was originally. I was going to put the whole lot on of me opening it as big sort of, mail call thing. It ended up being about 30 minutes long. Really not something I want to put anyone through, to be honest. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to lay out in groups what I've got. I'll try and group them together in sort of logical groups. I'll take some stills, put them on the top of this video. I'll just talk people through what I've got quite quickly. So I'm going to pause the video here. There'll be a lot of chopping and changing. I'll put, let's say, stills on top, bit of talking, see what happens. Okay, I hope you enjoy, and if anyone has got any information on any of the locks that I don't know anything about, please put something in the comments, because if nothing else, this is a real education for me. The range of locks I've picked up are way outside my normal area of interest and an area of knowledge. Okay, here goes. So if anyone's seen any of my videos, they know I'm a bit of a Squire Old English fanatic. And if you have a job lot of lever locks, you've got to get some Squires in it. In this case, I've got a lovely group of Squires and Belfries. Very similar shape, size, design, as you can tell. All probably manufactured, designed around the same sort of time. I need to have a good dig on the Belfry, because it's got some patents on it. So what did I end up with? Well, I ended up with 3 Squire 330s. And I've got quite a nice range here, because I've got one of the older ones, Willenhall staffs with the pillar key. I then have the sort of the next one along, Willenhall staffs again, but with a straight through key, straight through to the other side. And then I've got a moderately modern one. It's got the sort of cursive script Q on it. It's Willenhall West mids. A couple of 220s, again quite nice. Range again there, one with a post in it, and the levers looking a little bit worse than wear, because they're visible, and one with straight through. A 440 in pretty rough order, but a moderately old one again with the barrel key. Similarly with that 660, looks like it's been a fire, to be honest. Right, what else have we got? Well, I got a Belfry, similar size to the 660, almost exactly the same size actually, looking at it. It's missing its key cover, but apart from that, nice. It'll shine up nicely. It's got a patent on it, so which I will look up, and we'll have a look at maybe taking it apart. Slightly smaller variant, exactly the same patent number. And then I've got these 3, lovely little 3. They're military locks. They've all got the little NATO arrowhead. MOD arrowhead. Where's the best one? There's the best one. So hopefully you can see little arrowhead up in the top corner there. Also the NATO serial number. 9108185. But anyway, I'll take a photo of that lot, put it up so you get a slightly better shot of it, and we'll move on to the next lot. Okay, so what we got here are some Old English style, same shape, but they're not Belfries and they're not Squires. So what have we got? Well, some of them I'm not quite sure. So anyone's got any ideas, that would be lovely. This just says secure 2 lever. It's got a number on it. It does have some writing on the side. I think it's just British make or British mark. It needs a good clean up. I'll have a brush on that one, but it's got a key. Key works. It's not exactly a very well made lock, but it's perfectly acceptable. Very nice. Again, quite like the shape. So what have I got here? I've got a secure 2 lever. That's all it says on it. Again, it's one of these that's got the green paint on it. It's pretty solid. It looks like a brass body underneath there, but who knows? Yeah, I think it could be paint. It says secure 2 lever. The key works. I have to say the key doesn't strike me as a 2 lever. It strikes me as very worn, if nothing else. So that's that one. This one has some writing on it. Again, I can't quite read it at the moment. 2 lever it says, and there's definitely some wording above it. No idea at the moment. I'll have to get back to you that once I've cleaned it up. British make, secure 4 lever, very nice. Warsaw locks, 1939, Warsaw Locks and Cart Gear Limited. I think it's legitimate. I've got no reason to think otherwise. It's got the right sort of look to it in terms of age. It's solid brass, it's well made. I've got no key at the moment, so we'll have to have a look at that one. This is a BMW. It says 1945 on it. 3 levers. It could be an Indian made one, but if it is, it's got some weight to it, so who knows. This one again, patent applied for on the front, no idea. Secure 2 lever. It's another one for investigation. Now this one does have a name on it, W.M. Pinson and Sons Limited, I think. Willenhall. So it's a Willenhall lock. It's nicely done. Needs a little bit of oiling up and tidying. That also needs probably bending back out a bit. But nice solid lock. Excellent. Take a photo, we'll move on to the next lot. Okay, we're on to the big boys. These are the types of lock I love. Okay, I love the squares, yes. These I love because they're chunky. I'm sorry, when it comes down to it, what do I want out of a padlock? I want something that looks like it works. And in my mind, these are the beasts. So, what have I got? I got an ERA Big 6. No key, so that's going to be fun to deal with. Locked. Key cover needs a bit of loosening up, but apart from that, absolute beast, that one. So I'm going to go through these in slightly odd order. These 4 in the middle, possibly that one, I'm a little bit unsure about. Well, let's move that one out of the way because it's these 4 particularly. So what have I got here? Secure warranted 4 lever, 2 1s stamped in the corner, badly I have to say. Brass back, metal front, Indian? What do people think? Would love to know on that one. Approved insurance, secure 4 lever, English make, I've got no key, solid brass body. It looks like it's been painted or powder coated. Again, what do we think? Indian? Don't know. Secure 4 lever again. It's definitely got 4 levers in there. It's solid brass, including I think the shackle. Really don't know. Now this is an interesting one. Metal shackle, brass body, half decent key. I don't think it, well, if it is 4 levers, it's hiding the 4th one quite well in there. It works. Bit clunky, but it works. It says it's a Goodwin. It says Goodwin on there, British make or British made, little cross in the centre of Goodwin. I'm still not sure. I'm still saying Indian for that one. So if anyone has a thought on that group of 4 there, I'd love to know. So let's go on to another one that definitely I think is Indian, but I don't have a problem with that because it says it is. It says Kashmir on it, registered, steel key, guaranteed. Okay, fine. It's a lock number 234 with a 79 up the top here. It's from the Kashmir lock registered. It says on the back number 5, registered number 234. So I mean, you know, it's a solid old lock. There's nothing wrong with it. I haven't got a key for it, but there's nothing wrong with it. At least it's not pretending to be something. What I think it is taken from, of course, is the ERA 5-lever insurance lock. If you look at them side to side, they're almost identical. Size-wise, weight-wise, the rivets are in slightly different places, the shackle different, but you know, the key cover's the same. The size of it, It's exactly the same size. It's even, you know, it's even the same thickness. So I'm pretty sure that's a knockoff of this, but it's not pretending to be too badly. So that's an interesting one. I'll have to have a play with that, get that one open at some point. This one's got a key, even better. Lovely, there it is. This one's an interesting one. I'd love to know what people think about this one. It's chunky, it's got a key, it looks old. I can't say it doesn't, you know, it looks old, it feels old, but is it? It's called a Reliable. Reliable. Again, I'd love to know what people thought of that. But if anyone knows where it comes from, a Reliable padlock, would love to know. Then I'm on to some belfries. Now, these, I've got, I'm not sure that one's a belfry. That one's probably not, but it's the same shape. It's the same design. I love the shape of these. I've got probably now 5, 6, 7 in this shape. And I love them. They're great, they're beautiful. They need a good clean up, but apart from that, this one's got a patent number on it, so you know what we're going to do with that one. But I do like them. They're really, really nice. So I'll take some photos of those. If anyone's got some thoughts, I'd love to know. Okay, don't laugh. Brass bodies, purely brass. They're all brass. I've got metal shackle, but they're brass. I'm 99% sure these two are Indian. That one has an interesting name on it from Kanpur. 7 levers. It looks almost as though they've tried to make it some sort of collared lock. I have no idea. Came with the lot. Who knows? Now, as I said, I love this shape. I mean, you know, it's very similar in shape to that belfry, but it's most definitely recent, I would say. Saying that, it's got a half decent key to it. I mean, you know, you can't complain at that bitting. If that bitting is correct, then I really can't complain at that. It opens nicely. It's got all the protective features I would have thought. It's got a solid brass shackle. Locks perfectly well. I can't complain at that. I mean, I don't know who actually made it and where it's come from, but it's a nice solid lock. Now this one is again solid brass. It's got the two squirrels with a padlock on the front there. Now I'll have to look that one up and I'll put it on the top. I'm sure that's a trademark. It says it's trademarked. I can't remember who. I should do because I've looked it up before. It's a secure 2 lever, so I think it's British. I'm pretty sure it's correct. But again, quite a nice solid brass body. Take a photo of them and we'll move on. Okay, we're into these sort of odds and sods at the end here now, so I'm throwing a bit together. These 3 over here are lightweight tin. I mean, you know, that one you could get through pretty much with, you know, heavy use of a toothpick. That one's a little bit more solid, but only, you know, 2 toothpick worth. This one's got a little bit of weight to it, but again, nothing much. You know, a screwdriver will pull that apart without any issues. I'm pretty sure the little sun symbol means it's somewhere from India potentially, or at least the you know, Asia, Far East maybe. There's nothing exciting about those. Move on really. Okay, some interesting ones here, especially for me to follow up. My first Yale lock. I've never had a Yale. How have I got through this and never had a Yale? But there we are, nice little Yale. So that's quite nice. I quite like that. It's not my style. Just to clarify, some of these will definitely be up for sale. Again, Sarah had no issues with me buying some and flogging some on again, which is very good of her because she did give me a good deal on these. So some of these will go up for sale. If you're interested in, especially the ones that I'm not interested in, I'll probably be posting them at some point for sale. Put that one back down there. Right, this is made in Poland. Fascinating. It's got a G on the front. I don't know whether you can see it. Little G just there. I'll try and get a better photo of that later. Made in Poland. I'd love to know if anyone knows anything about that one, because I have absolutely no idea. I'm now onto this one, little brass lock, 1937 on the front, which would probably be about right because they'll stop making them in brass during the war. Brass was off to off to the munitions factory with brass. You wouldn't get it for love nor money, and it's the manufacture of Josiah Parks and Sons, Union Works, Willenhall, England. Now I remember there being something about the Union Works. I'll look that up if I can find out the information. It's definitely on one of the websites, one of the very, very good websites of lock history, and I'll try and put a link to that one. This is a Warsaw lock. It's military. I don't know what. Oh yeah, they were 1945, and again you can tell it's a war-built padlock. It's metal, it's pressed sheet. None of this nice fancy brass, none of this nice solid metal, bodies. It's still, I mean, way heavier than this one even, and that's double the size. But it's thin sheet, pressed into place. It's got the crown on the front, AM either side, so Air Ministry I'm working with. Warsaw Locks and Cart Gear Limited, 1945. And it's got 1277 on the front. I'm assuming that's probably a code for ordering or something. And there's got 36 on the top there, which I'm assuming is the key number. Again, some bloke with green paint. And then there's this one. No date, no details, no obvious markings, but I mean it's very similar in design to the Warsaw Locks one, just bigger. All the rivets are in the same place. It's the same pressed metal, almost exactly the same design, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's a similar date, either by the same manufacturer or by someone knocking it off. Okay, let's get a photo of them and move on. Right, we're gonna zoom you in a touch on this one. There we are. Some little dinkies. Look at these little dinkies. Little range of dinky lever locks. Some of them are the usual tats. I have to say these two, pretty badly made. This one's actually got metal pins on it, brass body but metal pins. It's rusted out. Half got the word patent stamped on the front. Nothing to say about them really. Two little sort of spring-loaded bag locks, I suppose. Interesting, that one says British made on it, nothing else. This one says Nico Letchworth. I'd love to know, anyone know anything about the Nico in Letchworth? I'll have to look that one up. I have no idea what this is. Solid brass, you can feel the weight. Doesn't look like it's got any real levers in it, just a moving mechanism. It says it's a Nondon lock. Anyone know what a Nondon lock is? Would love to know. Okay, so what else we've got? We've got three little brass bodied ones here. This one's brass plate. It's been pressed, stamped. It says British make on it. I don't dispute it. I don't think on that one it's fine. Okay. This one's interesting. Called Governor. Anyone come across the Governor factory before, or anything similar? It's got literally a Governor symbol on it, like a steam Governor. It says British make on it. Again, looks like a nicely made lock. A little bit of a rattle in there, so don't know whether it'll open. This one's got nothing on it apart from the number 84. But again, quite a dinky little lock, well made, quite nice. So I think probably another Indian one, 4 lever, very badly scratched together. Nothing's lined up properly. This one's an interesting one, made in England. Secure double locking, patents, 3 bolts, 1 guard. None of these are of interest to me. If anyone's into collecting little dinky locks and would like any of these, I'm sure I can do you a deal on them. I'll take a photo of them and move on. Okay, last thing that came in the box was a pile of keys. This is a very small amount of keys from the pile. These are predominantly the ones that I'm interested in. These are the ones that are padlock related. I have a whole host of door keys, I've got a whole load of little squires, so I'm really chuffed at those. Lots of little squire, different ages, you know, proper squire keys. So I'm going to go through the locks I've got and check them up against what I've got in case of these squire ones. So that's pretty much everything that I got from Sarah. I have to say thank you to her for, one, packaging them up beautifully, two, for sending me a lovely card with the package, and three, for allowing me to have all of these locks and keys for a very reasonable price. And I know that she really just wants to get the locks out to people who will appreciate them. And so I'll put a link down below to one of her Facebook posts, because she has some wonderful locks, every type. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. As I said, if anyone's got any ideas on some of these locks, please give me a shout. I will go through, not all of them, but the majority of them I'll do an individual video on, especially those with patent numbers, especially those that I might want to take apart or I might want to pick. I will try and do a video on, and hopefully that was interesting. So all the best, thanks a lot, bye bye.